Well, here we are. We made it to the top of the pyramid, which is self actualization. At the top, it represents the drive to realize one's full potential. Um, and you get to this point, we started it from level one, all of that, you got to recognize your potential beginning at the base. You can't just get here and know your potential. A key concept is the first four levels are operating out of deficiencies, where this level, the top of the pyramid, is a growth need. It operates out of growth needs. Um, the first four arise out of deprivation, which means like sleep deprivation, homelessness, oppression. They arise out of stuff, breaking through those barriers and being able to maintain or sustain each level. That's growth. That's how you get to self actualization. Um, Self actualization represents a drive to realize one's full potential, pursue personal growth, creativity, and self fulfillment. When you are at your highest level of functioning, you feel more creative, you feel like personally developed, you feel more fulfilled in life. Because at this level, you're achieving everything that you desire. Your home is where, you have a roof over you. I ain't gonna say it's where you want it, but you're stable in your home. Your finances are stable. Um, you feel secure. You feel like you have a support system. Like, you have people in your life that you can be trusted. Um, all your needs are being met at this level. Your health, your strength, your body. You're eating healthy. You're putting good water in your body. Um, you feel like you belong. This is the level that you may want to be an author or a poet or, write books or put videos out. You know, you might want to start a podcast. You being creative. This is the level where you feel like you can give back, where you feel like you have arrived, but you know that you haven't arrived because there's always learning. There's always something to learn or something to do. But you fulfilled. Um, you feel at your best. Your spirit is joy. You just feel good. You know. And then cause and effect. Life comes through. You get demonic influence. This is where they come and knock you out of your square. They knock you off your horse or whatever. That's why it's always you have to maintain or sustain it. It's always a thrive to attain this. I mean to maintain it. You can get here and you can quickly lose it because something can happen. Life can happen. Demonic influence can happen. Toxic energies can happen. People can come against you simply because they don't like the fact that you got a smile on your face and they don't. So you got to personally develop. You got to be able to learn how to deal with the energies that on this level. Um, Recognize your creativity. Recognize your stamp that you want to make in the world. Like I said before, you can be an author, write books. Um, you can be a podcaster. You can um, do something in the community. Like we just seen the presidential building go up in Chicago. That's a stamp, you know, an effort of giving back, regardless of what people think about it, regardless of what the words are, you know, maybe wanted something in the world that had their name on it, regardless. They feel self actualized. So you don't get to a point where you feel like you want to give back out of a place of lack. If you're lacking, you may desire to, but it actually doesn't come into fruition because you're too busy trying to fill the holes in your own life. Or you're one of those type of people that want to do stuff for others to make it look like you got it all together, and then the bottom falls out and they realize you don't have it all together. So, getting to your highest level of self, your purpose, that's what it's all about. That's when you are most happiest, I want to say, when you feel fulfilled, when everything is rocking with you, flowing with you on all levels, and you actually achieve the level of self actualization. This is the level where you know who you are and you know your place in life. You know where you belong. It's growth oriented. You don't really have deficiencies. You just flow. But like I said, cause and effect. You're going to deal with life. Life is going to happen. You're going to have demonic influence come simply because they don't like the life that you're living. Simply because you're happy and they're not. So when you achieve this level, you got to stay strong. You got to personally develop. You got to keep learning in order to maintain it. Because, you know, when you were in school, you strive, you finally get that A. It was easy to get the A, but it was harder to maintain it. You just have to keep going, keep studying, keep thriving, keep building yourself up, your self-esteem, building your confidence up, keep educating yourself because you don't know what's going to come around the corner. You don't know who's going to come at you. Be a behavior analyst. Look at the countenance of people. If you're looking at somebody that's coming at you that is look like they got their countenance is evil or their countenance is not happy or in support of you, pay close attention because everybody ain't in your corner. Everybody that says that they support you aren't really supporting you. There are a lot of people just waiting to see you fall. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. And if you happen to find that one, that friend that you can tell all your secrets to, that you can share, that you can be intimate with, cherish that individual because that's something you don't find every day. You're going to need that individual in order to keep you at that level, to keep encouraging you. Because, like I said the other day, this woman did what she did. I wanted to go postal, I wanted to lose it. Then I would have not, that people would have lost respect for me. You know, my podcast probably would have went down because I wouldn't have even been practicing what I preach. So I practice lose access. I'm in the process of walking away. You can't change people. You can't make them like you. You can't make them love you. You can't make them do anything positive towards you. So why fight the battle? Just walk away. I know we try to change people. We try to get people to see our perspective, to change their perception about us. But some people just want to be the way they are. They're not even looking at it as at a personal thing. Some people are looking at it as a monetary value. If it don't make them money, they don't want nothing to do with it. The moment you don't make them money, they don't want nothing to do with you. So, self-actualization. Who are you for real? What's your identity? What do you identify with for real? I know we walking around nowadays, everywhere you got to do, what do you identify with? You know, these pronouns and everything. Times are changing. Before you didn't have all that. Who cares what you identify with? Can we coexist? Can we get along? Can we be community? I could care less who's sleeping with who. I wouldn't want nobody in my bed knowing what's going on. But self-actually, that's a lot of that is people trying to find themselves. There are people who think that they are one way and they're not. There are people that think that they want the same sex, but they've never done anything to go toward it, to even see, to make it a reality, to even see if they really want to do it. They just curious. When you reach self-actualization, you know who you are. Curiosity is no more. You know what you stand for. You know what you believe in. You know what you will do and what you won't do. It is what it is. You don't have to try to figure out anymore what you want to do with your life. You will just do your life. You'll walk in purpose in whatever agenda that you create for yourself. Now, I'm not saying that there ain't going to be times that you fall off and a block is pulling out of somewhere in your pyramid. Maybe you have a financial loss and that starts coming down. You know, you got to rebuild again. Nobody's perfect. We may think we're one way and then life happens and then we got to restructure ourselves. We got to reinvent ourselves. We got to personally develop. We got to change our mindset. We got to do things differently. Because what works for this decade may not work for the next. The decade that we in right now, we ain't never seen before in our life. The things that we're dealing with right now, we have never seen before in our life. The people who are the powers that be that are in office, that are allowing certain things right now, we have never seen before in our life. So we are always constantly personally developing. How are we going to deal with this? How are we going to handle this? How are we going to handle that? Pick and choose our battles. Is it worth us battling? If it's not beneficial or there's no gain out of it, why are we battling it? Some stuff you just need to say no and just walk away. Every war is not your war. It's not your fight. You don't have to advocate for everything and everybody in the world, especially if you're not advocating for yourself. Self-actualization. The I, the top of the pyramid. That's who you are. Your stamp in the world, your status, who you perceive to be in this world. Like I say, it's a growth need. You got to grow to achieve that. You don't just wake up one day and figure out this is my plot. This is my purpose. Self-actualization, I've arrived. You don't just do that. Some people don't want to sit and do the work. They don't want to figure out who they are because they figure out it's hard. You don't want to educate yourself. Curiosity. Some people don't want to be curious. They just want to accept it is what it is. And they just want to blend in and be accepted. And they never get to their dreams, and they never get to live the life that they want or desire to live. Many feel angry and negative emotions because they're looking at somebody live the life that they want to live, or a variation of it. Depressed because they never felt that they could live the life. Never tried. Never wanted to do the work. Thought opportunity was just going to knock at the door and it be handed to them. Self-actualization is work. It's working on yourself to see who you truly are, what you truly want to do with your life. Whether you want to make a difference or whether you just want to exist with everyone else. So that is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That is the mantra that I use, that I live every day. I make sure every level is sustained. And all levels begin in prayer for me. That's how I flow. I look to God, who's my creator, the one that's bigger than me, that's outside of myself. It's in him I live, it's in him I move, and it's in him I have my being. That's scripture. So I'm going to get off of here. Maybe I'll come on next time. Maybe we'll do a series on soul ties. People have been asking about soul ties. You know, how you break soul ties. I think we'll take on that and help some people get out of some situations or some relationships that are not healthy for them. And see that there are some soul ties that are good for us. David and Jonathan in the Bible, they were closely knit. Their souls were closely knit. That's a soul tie. That's for the good, for the best, for the greater. There are some people that a best friend, a true best friend that has your back and is supportive of you, that's a good soul tie. But being connected to a demonic or a negative energy as a soul tie will always pull you down. Don't be connected or have a soul tie with demonic influences, because you'll always be going through. You'll never get anywhere. Anyway, like I say, Until the next one, be blessed.